Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Butterscotch Rewatch. I am Katie, the Gen X mom.
Ireland, the Gen Z daughter.
And today we're going to be going over Hackers, which was made in 1995. It has a lot of people in it.
Lots of people.
The beautiful Johnny Lee Miller is in this. And
that blonde hair
he is
gets
so
me.
Hot in this. He's still good looking to this day.
Mm-hmm.
He plays Dade Murphy, the main character. Of course, my favorite, Angelina Jolie. She plays Kate. Love her in this. Matthew Lillard plays Serial Killer. A.K.A. Emmanuel Goldstein.
Yeah.
That's his real name.
What a
like
name.
his real character's name. Lawrence Mason is Lord Nikon. Again, can't pronounce names. Renalise Santiago is a Phantom Freak. Fisher Stevens is the Plague, a.k.a. Eugene.
Eugene.
I love these, also known as his,
we have...
Yeah. Lorraine Bracco she plays Margot. And then Jesse Bradford is Joey.
Oh,
the crazy
Cliff.
smoker kid.
I know. I love him, though, because he's like the love interest in Bring It On.
Yes.
He's the Elijah Dushku's sister, or brother.
Yeah. Yeah, that likes, what's her name?
That likes Torrance.
Torrance.
Oh my god.
Alright.
Yeah, but seeing him chain smoke as like a 15-year-old was really enlightening to me. I was like, what the heck? This kid always has a cigarette in his mouth.
Too many cigarettes. I'm like, are you even smoking, or are you just...
He's at the AA meeting. I don't have any brown ones.
He's always shaking. He's got coffee, cigarettes. He's like 15 in the movie.
Yeah,
I think he's 15 in real life.
If a C4, it wasn't like, if a C4 energy drink was a person, that would be him right now.
Yeah.
He's nuts.
All right, so Hackers. All right, it starts out in Seattle in 1988, and we just see a nice suburb. Guy's out washing his car. He's, just normal suburban stuff. We see a mom making breakfast, and all of a sudden a SWAT team busts through her door, and she's like, what is going on in there? They're like, upstairs, upstairs, upstairs. So they head upstairs, and they're like, break it down. And you hear the mom yell, like, Dade, and break it down. So they break down this door, okay? That's all they show. Then we cut to a courtroom. Did you notice Felicity Huffman? She is the lawyer.
No.
She's the prosecutor.
I knew she looked familiar. I just didn't know who it was.
Yeah. So she's the prosecutor, and she's telling them, about how Dade Murphy, aka Zero Cool, is a highly intelligent human being, and he's capable of, just. I don't want to say like cyber terrorism, but just capable of crashing systems. He crashed 1,507 systems, including Wall Street, and we slowly see it pan to the defendant. And you're like, okay, it's probably the dad. And it is an 11-year-old
Like an older
boy.
gentleman.
It's literally 11-year-old boy.
It's funny because it cuts the camera scans it's mom, dad, and then all you see is like a little forehead with
hair.
Yes, exactly, because he's just 11-year-old kid sitting out there.
Yeah, and he is sentenced to pay. Well, obviously his parents are sentenced to pay $45,000, and Dade is on probation for. He's not allowed to touch a computer or a touch-tone phone until his 18th birthday. So he's 11, so that's 7 years. And then we cut to 7 years later.
Yeah, so now 7 years later, we kind of see a little montage of now Dade, who's 18 years old, or he just turned 18.
Mm-hmm.
With his mom on a flight, no dad to be found. We can assume that after all that turmoil and stuff like that they eventually separated. We'll find out later. But they end up moving to New York City because mom had to get a job in New York City. So we see them in their new apartment. And all we see when we pan out is Dade in his room, and he is working on his computer. And his mom is just kind of screaming from the kitchen or something. He's just like, Dade, what are you doing in there? And he just goes, I'm just taking over a TV network, Mom. I'm just casually taking over a TV network. And she's just like, okay, sweetie, just finish up and then you need to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so casual. She's just like, yeah, I'm just used to it, whatever.
She is very, a very cool mom.
She is.
She's very sarcastic with her son, and she's just I don't want to say she's the fun, popular mom, but she gets her son. Like, she knows her son is a genius, even though he's, but she just thinks the world doesn't understand her son, so.
Yeah, and as Dade is trying to, take over this TV station, he's just like, okay, I need just, like, one more piece of information. It's gonna be really easy if I just call the station and the security guard. And Dade is incredibly intelligent. Like, he is in high school, but he is extremely smart. And he's really good at manipulating the situation, because as he's calling, first he goes, this is Eddie Vedder, and then he just, like, starts, like, saying some, like, mumbo-jumbo, like, just, like, using different terms, like, he's just saying, like, in a term, he's like, Harry Carey, and
like BLT and AWOL, yeah.
Yes. Just all, like, these, like, weird, like, just random things, and because he's like, oh, you know a lot about computers, right? As he's talking to the security guard, he's just like, like, girl, I have no idea what you're talking about. And then, of course, he's just like, oh, I really need to get these papers in because, I'm a VP of a company or whatever. I really need to get this paper in, and my Wi-Fi just went, or not Wi-Fi, but, like, my internet just went down, and I'm lose my files. Can you please list the modem number for me so then I can get my files back and then my boss doesn't kill me?
Mr.
So
Kawasaki.
The security... Yeah, Mr.
Kawasaki, which is
exactly.
like a jet ski.
Yeah, and no, literally. And the security guard's like, and then Dade's just like, it's just like that small box, like right next to the computer that's like attached to like this or whatever, and then he reads him the modem number. So he is easily like just inputted into the TV station. So we see a little robot arm, and it's just taking out the original tape of the TV show when he officially got access to the TV station. It was just something that he didn't really want to watch, so he specifically picked something new. So then we just see his new little movie on the TV screen.
Yeah, he puts in The Outer Limits. That's what he wants to watch. So he's watching The Outer Limits, and all of a sudden the screen just kind of goes, we see you have tread upon my domain and must now suffer. Who are you? And he starts to type in zero cool, and he's like, ooh, better not do that. I just
probably shouldn't do that, considering it's literally the first day I can use a computer.
Right, literally, like, I don't want to give myself away right away. I've been 18 for 2 hours. So he puts in, he types in zero, but then he, like, deletes it, and he puts in crash override. And then Acid Burn, this is Acid Burn, by the way, is this other hacker. And Acid Burn tells him to leave, and, of course, he's not going to leave. And it's a hacker
stubborn.
fight.
Very stubborn.
Fight. So you see the two of them, like, programming, and the robot arms are like,
yeah, they're just handing back and forth, like the same, like, film or whatever.
Yeah, and he types in, like, mess with the best, die like the rest, something like that, yeah. And then Acid Burn eventually wins and kicks him out. So he's like, dang, like, what?
Yeah, like, wow, he's like, damn, like, I met my maker, I guess.
Yeah.
He's so used to everything just being easy.
Yeah, he's like, wait a second, somebody beat me? So the next day, the mom finds out that, like, Dade goes in the shower, and she finds out that she looks at his computer, and it was hooked up to the touch-tone phone, because back in those days, everything was through the touch-tone phone.
I don't even know what that is.
The noises that would make when it would log in were like the craziest noises. And she knows he's been hacking, and she tells him he better stop it or he won't get into college. And we learn that he's a senior. He had to move, from Seattle to New York during his senior year, which has to be the friggin' worst.
Yeah.
Because she had to take a job. She's no longer with the dad. And then it just shows Dade. He's off to school. Interesting choice. Okay, they have, like, the coolest clothes, okay? I don't know.
Yes, I agree with that.
I have never been to New York, ever. I would love to go to New York City, because we're Broadway people. We love that kind of stuff. And I know that was, like, the Club Kid era and stuff, and I feel like they probably did dress in cool stuff like that. Like,
so cool. Very edgy.
Yeah, super cool. I would never fit into that because I'm a suburb gal. So I would have been like... But this is the city, and he's got his rollerblades, which were super popular in the 90s, and he's off to school. He's got his cool looking backpack with his rollerblades, and he's in the principal's office because he's waiting to get his new
He's
schedule.
new. He's his first day, yeah.
Not in trouble yet. And then he hears someone say, "Do you have your transfer notice?" or something like that. And this is where we meet Kate for the first time, which is Angelina Jolie.
Mm-hmm. Stunning.
He is in love. I mean, she's gorgeous. I'm also in love. I love Angelina
Even
Jolie.
with that haircut, it does not matter. She is stunning.
Gorgeous.
She can pull off anything.
Yes. And so she's going to show him where the class is. And she's like, okay, this is your class. And she's like, the gym's here, the cafeteria's here. This is your class. He's like, I'm not in your class. And she's like, you're not in my class. And he's like, give me time. Mm-hmm. And then as Kate leaves, there's a kid that's like, hey, are you new? And he's like, yeah. And he goes, oh, Kate, tell him about the pool. Okay, this is the oldest, lamest.
We had that when I was in high school, too.
We needed the two.
On the third floor, there's going to be a pool.
On the roof, there's a pool. Take the elevator to the roof. You know, and you're like, okay, no. So on the roof is the pool. So, of course, Dade's going to check this out, right?
Yeah.
Goes to the roof. I think it's like 6 floors. This is in the city, so they can only build up. And he goes to the door, and the door closes behind him, and all you hear is like, no, get out the door. And it's like all these freshmen, like nerdy kids.
There's literally like 10 freshmen on this roof.
I feel so bad for them. And then it starts to rain.
Pouring.
And Dade just comes in, and after a while, he's walking through the hall. He's soaking wet. Kate sees him, and she laughs, and she's like, I see you found the pool. And he's like, he's not happy about that. Now he's all about revenge. Well, but revenge.
Sure. Yeah, so he's still so in love. He's infatuated with her. Who isn't?
Yes.
So now he's in computer class, and again, give him time to be in the same classes as our lovely Kate. And Dade is just changing his classes. Of course, it's super easy to just break into the database of the school to change his schedule and change the rosters and look up everything about Kate and her rosters and schedules and everything. And someone notices that he is doing this, and he's just like, interesting. And this is who we know as Freak. But it's not until later, after, he's done doing all that and they're walking out, leaving for the day, that Freak catches up to Dade. And he's just like, so, what's your interest in Kate? He's like, is it purely sexual? Is it, like, friends? Whatever. And he's just like, it's revenge. So, like, okay, great. So you are not as edgy as you think you are.
Revenge.
And he introduces himself as the Phantom Freak, and he goes, like, I know that you play. Like, he can just tell, because, of course, he was the one that noticed that he was changing the schedules and stuff in the computer class. And then we meet cute little Joey, and he's literally my favorite. But Joey has no identity. This man
is the guy, Yeah,
he's just, like, so cute, and I want to squish his little cheeks. He literally looks like he's 14 years old. Like, he reminds me of the Gaten Matarazzo of this movie.
Yes,
like, if people don't know, like, he's, what's his name in Stranger Things?
Dustin.
Dustin, yes, yeah. And he's just so adorable, and he's just so cute. But Joey does not have his, like, own identity. Like, Freak is, like, very hip, very cool, very fashion forward. Dade is, like, edgy, mysterious, dark man, right? And Joey is just, like, he has, like, his Ash Ketchum hat on from Pokemon. Like, he is just, like, a cute little, like, and he's in his, like, plaid shirt, and Phantom's like, girl, you have to stop letting your mom dress you. Like, what are we doing? Like, he's like, you're literally hopeless because you do not have your identity. But we also do find out that Joey is also a hacker.
Yeah. But he's definitely the younger. He's maybe two years, I would say, maybe younger than
I would say
everybody
so,
else.
sure.
He's
if
like
not
a
freshman,
yeah,
he's either a freshman or a sophomore.
Yeah, so he's trying to learn more, and he's trying his hardest to be like these guys, and yeah. So Freak invites Dade to a party, and he's like, "Come to a party," and he's like, "Okay," and this is where we first meet serial killer. And
love
cereal
of my life.
Like Wheaties.
Like Fruit Loops, yeah.
Fruit Loops. Yeah, as Freak says, cereal as in Fruit Loops. So
yeah.
We get to meet him, and it's Matthew Lillard. He is so great. He has all these little like braids coming out all over his hair. He's got those tiny little
His glasses.
Yeah, they're like little black
Where do you even find those? They're literally so tiny. They remind me of like the Leon professional glasses, but they're still even smaller than that.
In the 90s, the smaller the glasses, the cooler they were. I remember having really tiny glasses.
Really?
Yeah, they looked like readers, but they were cool because they were like yeah.
Right.
They're probably in the drawer in the bathroom somewhere.
Probably.
Who knows?
Somewhere.
Yeah, but he's just adorable. I love his character. And it's kind of like I would say like a hacker hangout. Mm-hmm. Right?
For sure.
Yeah.
Like, they're definitely all the same type of people. Mm-hmm. Like, they're all there, like, because they all just got each other.
Yeah. And so Dade is walking into this party. A serial killer was outside. Mm-hmm. And trying to convince people. He's like kind of like a conspiracy theorist, I think.
Yeah, right? He definitely is, and he was definitely trying to sell some like tapes to people like on the outside of the thing. I'm like, Sooty girl, what are you doing out there?
Yeah.
But I love him.
So Dade walks in and he sees Kate. She's in like this white leather outfit. Everything she wears is leather.
She looks great.
In this whole thing, and she just looks great.
She just always looks like she's like Tomb Raider, but she's just stunning.
Yeah. And she's playing this game. It's like a big stand-up game, and it's huge, like the huge screen on the wall. And she's done with the game, and it just shows like high score, and it's all Kate, 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 and she just beat her high score, Kate. And Dade comes up to her because now he wants revenge. He's like, "That's a nice score for a girl," and she's like, "Oh, do you think you can do better?" And he accepts the challenge. Of course, he beats her score. It goes Kate, 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 Kate. Dade on top. And he goes, "Well, it looks like I'm on top."
Mm-hmm. He wishes. Are you serious?
And Freak tells him, "You just made an enemy for life."
Yeah, he goes, "No one's ever beaten her score. You just made an enemy for life."
Correct.
And
yes.
Our boy Dade, I feel so bad for him because they go outside of that little party and then they just see Kate making out with. I don't think they're dating. I think she's just making out with, what is his name, Curtis or something?
Curtis.
Curtis.
And they're like, "What does Curtis do?"
And they're on, yes! And yeah, he goes like, "Oh, well, what does he do?" And then Phantom's like, "Boy, look at him, he's just serving." Like, that's what he does.
That's what he does.
He just looks like that.
Looks like that.
So Dade is just like, okay, like, he definitely wants her, but definitely caught him a little off guard. So Dade later on, back in his room, he is hacking into the school database, basically, again, because, you know, it's just so damn easy to do. So he hacks in, and then we just see, like, the different lines, like fire, sprinkler, those kinds of things kind of getting set. And then we just cut back to the school day, because we time, okay, it's supposed to happen at 9:30. We're not 100% sure what happens at 9:30, but he is standing out there in the hallway. We see Phantom Freak, walk out into the hallway and then just see Dade just standing on the hallway, and he's like, "What are you doing out here?" And then all of a sudden we see Dade pull out an umbrella, and then the sprinklers go off, and everybody is just getting soaked, everybody's evacuating, and Kate comes up and is like, "What the hell is going on?" And Dade's response is, "Pool on the roof must have a leak."
I love it.
So sassy.
And we cut to, now we're in English class. I think it's an English class or like a literature class.
Yeah, for
or something
sure.
like that. And Dade, Kate, and then serial killer, aka Emmanuel Goldstein. Yeah. They're all up at the board, and I believe they were supposed to put some kind of quote on each thing. Kate quotes her mother, and it's something like to the extent of, "God gave men brains so that they wouldn't hump women's legs during
They made men's brains bigger than a dog's, so then they wouldn't be humping the cocktail waitress's legs at cocktail parties or something like
something
that.
To that.
Yeah.
And, you know, the teacher's like, "I don't think your mom qualifies as a 20th century author." And she's like, "Well, she sold 2 million, her last book sold 2 million books."
Bitch, be so for real. And he goes, and the teacher, honestly, an icon, he's like, "Okay, stand corrected, just kidding. I will eat my words."
And then Dade he quotes Ginsberg, and the teacher's like, "Nice, that's nice," you know? And of course Kate's like, and she's like, "He's not in this class. He's not even in this class." And the teacher checks the list, and he says, "He's on my list." And Kate looks at him, and Dade goes, "I told you, just give me time." So he's in the
Okay.
He goes, now you, sir. Serial killer quotes Ozzy Osbourne, right? That's who he quotes.
Yes, Ozzy Osbourne.
It's Ozzy Osbourne. He goes,
Icon.
he goes, now you, what's your name? And he goes, Emmanuel Goldstein, sir. And he's like, now you
So
are not in my
cute.
class. And he's like, this is a wood shop?
Yeah,
And he
he's
just
like,
grabs
what?
his stuff.
And then he
Yeah,
just
he's
like runs out.
He's so adorable.
Yeah, as he's running out, he's like, love you, catch you at lunch. To the
Right.
teacher, I'm like, my king.
Let's do lunch or something like that. Yeah, it's very,
Yes.
I love it. And then Dade's back at home. Mom asks him, how was school? What did we learn today in school? And what does Dade say?
Revenge. That's it. And then she goes, okay.
I have to go back to work. Bye.
Anyways, I'm gonna be home late, you little freak. And now we cut to Dade going out with, back at the same club, we see Joey, we see Freak, and then Serial also comes in as well, our king. And they're all just sitting at a table. And as they're sitting at a table, Joey is trying to tell them the story for like literally 20 minutes. Like he's starting the story and he's like stumbling a little bit, and then Serial doesn't shut the F up. He literally is just like random quotes like that have nothing to do with anything, like every time that Joey's trying to say his little story. And Joey finally tells them that at his house he ended up hacking one of the ATMs, or he wasn't 100% sure what he was hacking at first, but he knew it was some type of bank. And then he saw on the news that in Idaho, there was an ATM that was just randomly spitting out $700 in the street. And Joey goes, that was because of me. So he's like, man, I'm the shit right now. Like, I did something really cool. People never do banks, all of these things. And all of these boys, all they can think of is that you are a freaking idiot because now they can trace you from your house. Do not be stupid. That is the first place the FBI can trace you to.
Because it's over state lines.
Yes.
Because the bank that he hacked was over state lines. That now becomes an FBI case. So they're like, you're stupid. And Cyril's like, that's amateur, basically. And
you should know better. And poor Joey's just like, you guys always tell me I should know better, but you just assume I know everything when I don't know anything.
Yeah. He's like, you never tell me anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's, and then Freak says, if you want to be elite, you have to do a righteous hack. One of those Gibsons or something, which is a huge mainframe computer. But he says, but those aren't possible to get into, so basically don't even bother. And then Dade says, well, it technically could be done if you go through the lower end of security and work your way up. So kind of going like through the back end of, not going directly at the Gibson, going through other things to get to there and work your way up. So Joey's kind of like...
Yeah. Joey being young and stupid.
Yes.
That's exactly what he wants to do.
Yeah, so, Joey is desperate to prove himself to these elite hackers, and so he's in his room, and he's doing what Dade kind of said to do. And he actually gets into the Gibson, and he's like, he gets to like a garbage file. And he's like, well, I got to prove that I was in this, so I'm going to download this garbage file, to prove. Well, in the meantime, they show the company where this mainframe is, and the alarm is going off. And this is when we see Penn from Penn and Teller.
Yeah, that I did know. That I did recognize right away. He just has, he's the only person that looks like that.
Yes. And so he sees this alarm go off, and he's like, uh-oh. So he calls the head of cybersecurity for this company. Meet Eugene Belford.
I cannot stand this man.
AKA
Or his hair.
The Plague.
Yeah, the plague, bro.
Will you clean your room? I have notes, because...
When they cut, they do, the glance over of this man, because what happens is Penn calls... He calls Eugene, and Eugene, we just see, the panning of his room, and there's just cigarettes all over this ashtray, and there's just, chip bags everywhere, there's shit everywhere, there's, empty cans everywhere, it's just, a hot mess. It looks like what after a frat party would look like. He definitely was partying at, Signu or something, and just did not clean anything up. So he's answering the phone, and this man is under the covers the entire time. He just has his blanket over his head, and he's just all right. Jesus Christ, what is your little pea brain thinking now? What is going on? Being so disrespectful. and Penn basically just tells him, hey, we have some activity going on, and it's definitely, like, not just, like, it's one person, but there's multiple things going on, so I think that we have a virus or a hacker. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, all right, I'm on my way. Like, you stupid peasant, basically.
So the thing I like about this scene is that, you know, we don't know who he is. He's under the covers. It could be an older gentleman. It could be a younger kid. It could be somebody in their 20s, 30s, 40s. We don't know. Because when he answers the phone, it's literally over the blanket. And Penn, we're just going to call him Penn, he says, Mr. Belford. And he's like, don't call me that, you idiot. And he's like, it's the plague. And he goes, Mr. the Plague? Mr. the Plague. I just really enjoyed that part. He doesn't even faze Penn. He's like, okay, Mr. the Plague.
He's like, these software people are getting weirder and weirder by the minute.
And Eugene, aka the Plague, is very full of himself. He's better than everybody. He is
for sure
the best of the best. You know, nobody's better than him. They're all peons. They're stupid. They're normal people. There aren't many people like him. Nobody, you know, they're not smart enough to even grace his presence. So that's kind of his mentality. But he comes down to the mainframe area. And how does he get there?
Vance is going by skateboard. That is his only way of transportation.
Like
is a skateboard.
Isn't he a long jacket too?
I don't know. It just reminded me of Adios Turd Nuggets from Grandma's Boy. That's just what he's giving me. Especially in front of the Gibson. Like, when they're in that room, it just reminds me of, I forgot what his name is, but when he's, like, in that video game chair and everything in Grandma's Boy, like, in that room, that's what it's giving me.
Yeah.
That, like, this scene specifically had to inspire that man. Like, I feel like Eugene was... Like, that was an inspiration from Eugene from Hackers. I think that's so funny. Yeah. But he's definitely wearing, like, an Inspector Gadget trench coat as he's riding down on his skateboard. As a 5-year-old man.
So, the actor in this, Fisher Stevens, is 32, 33, depends on what month of, you know, I'm just going by 95 and when he was born. He was born in 63. So, I'm like, okay, so he's 32 in real life. Are they trying to make him, like, late 20s, or are they trying to make him mid-30s, or just
I don't know. Mans looks like he was 30.
Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe they want him to be, like, in his 30s, like, his real age, kind of.
I think so, too.
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. You know, so he gets there, like Ireland said, on a skateboard.
Watch out, everybody. He's
out
coming
of the elevator. He comes out of the elevator. The elevator dings, and he's, like, riding on a skateboard, like,
oh my God.
32 feet. From the Gibson.
If Heelys was invented in 95, this man would have owned Heelys.
He would have, yes. He would have been, like, the
rocked
person. Yeah. So he goes to the computer and he sees the garbage file being copied. This is a problem.
Yeah.
And he starts freaking out a little bit, you know, because it's the garbage file. We'll find out why. But what's Joey up to right now?
So, Joey is just, you know, he's trying to get all this stuff copied, but as he's doing that, he's just laying in bed. Yeah. He's not even, like, he's literally just, like, laying in bed, and then his mom comes in, and he's just, like, oh, and of course he's smoking a cigarette, but he's laying in bed, and he's, like, we're just gonna automatically assume this man is always smoking a cigarette.
We'll only mention when he's not smoking.
He's a chain smoker. And his mom comes in, like, and he's, like, spraying the air freshener before, because, like, she's knocking, and he has, like, a chain lock on his door.
Yeah.
I was like, that's crazy. But, like, she has, like, her little face mask on, and, like, you can definitely tell, like, she just got out of the shower and stuff like that. And she's like, Joey, open your door. Like, you should be in bed.
Small, petite, little woman.
She's
with,
so
like,
cute.
this big, like, ponytail, like, 80s ponytail hair, kind of. She's adorable. Like you said, she's got the green avocado mask on, or whatever it is.
Literally, she's so cute, though. And then he opens the door after he's done, like, spraying the air freshener and stuff, because Mom for sure knows that he does not know that he smokes. And she's like, okay, it's time for you to go to bed. And then she shuts off his computer.
Which stops it from uploading the garbage file. So it only got to be, I think, like 60% or 70%.
But there is still some data on that drive.
Yes. Yep. So Penn and Mr. the Plague notice that they're gone. Because once she turns off the computer, it shuts him out. So they're like, oh, he's gone. Okay. So that was, you know, okay. They think Penn thinks everything's good to go. Everything's good to go. So Joey grabs the disc, because it's a disc, and he puts it up in his vent his heating vent. He puts it like up and over. It looks like that's where he kind of hides all his stuff.
Yeah.
He doesn't want mom to find.
Yeah, he's got like his Playboy magazines up there and stuff.
Yeah, and so that's Joey. We then cut to Serial, Dade, and Freak, and they're going to somebody's house. Who do we get to meet this time?
So we get to meet Lord Nikon. And he is, like, very, I don't want to say, like, mysterious, but he kind of is. Like, he has, like, this random, like, potato sack cloak on, and he's just, like, he, like, opens the door. He's, like, in a very secluded area as well. Like, you see, like, all of the graffiti everywhere, and, like, the door is almost kind of hidden, like, by all the graffiti and stuff. So, of course, Freak is knocking on the door, Nikon opens, and he's just like, who the hell is this guy? Who is this dude? Pointing at Dade, because they had never met before. And he's just like, do you even know, like, how to hack? Like, do you even know anything about computers? Like, what did you get? Like, a laptop for Christmas, and now you want me to teach you all these things? And Dade's just like, I know a little bit about hacking. Like, of course, none of them know that he was zero cool. But he, like, basically closes the door, and Freak is like, no, I promise you, he's elite, like, he's one of us, he's good. And then Nikon's just like, okay, fine, whatever. And, of course, our king Serial comes in the door, and he goes, Nikon, can I stay with you tonight? And Nikon takes off his little cloak, and he's like, again? Of course you can! And then they do, like, a little handshake.
Like,
yes, they're so cute! I love
it.
them. They're definitely, like, very close, so it's very cute.
God, so funny. So they're gonna watch a show. They're very excited that these hackers watch the show. It's called Hack the Planet, and it is hosted by Razor and Blade. And the show basically how to hack things. And this episode, they're showing people how to hack payphones by recording the sound that the coins make when you put them in the phone. You know, and that way you don't have to put money into the phone. You just play the like sound on a tape recorder, and it'll like be like, oh, you put in $5.
Yeah.
Oh. So they're teaching.
And we saw Freak do this before.
Yes.
Like in the very first scene when Dade was going to the club for the very first time, when he beat Kate's thing and everything, we saw Freak playing the tape recorder so that he could make that phone call. So I thought that was really cool that, like, we saw that, and I'm like, oh my god, wait, I remember seeing that.
So his name, Freak, because it's spelled Phreak. Yes, since that is his specialty, is the telephone. That's his specialty hacking. It's actually called phreaking, that type of hacking. So that's
very
why he's
cool.
Phantom Freak. There's a lot of, like,
With
things
the
in there.
PH.
There were
That's
so
very
many
cool.
things, I couldn't write them all down. But that one I thought was really cool because I was like, oh, because again, I know nothing about computers.
Right, me
Forget
neither.
it. You know, I'm like, I just restart it. If it doesn't work after I start it, then I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
As you can tell by my great editing skills when you see these, terrible at it. And so, so we learned that. So let's cut back to Joey Ireland.
So Joey is just having the time of his life. He has his little headphones on in when he's in the shower, and he is just jamming out. And all we see is when he's, like, you know, getting ready to get out of the shower, these FBI agents have guns pointed at him as he's in the shower.
Mm-hmm.
And they're basically dragging him, like, out of the shower, out of the bathroom. His mom was, of course, freaking out because, of course. And we see them, like, escorting, like, the FBI agents escorting all of his computer stuff out and everything. And I believe his computer's name is Lucy, I want to say. Or
Yep, Lucy.
I think it's Lucy. And poor Joey loves nothing more than his computer. So, like, he has his little towel on and he's, like reaching for the computer. He's like, Lucy, no. And they're, like, dragging him and his little towel's coming off. So we just, like, see his little butt. I'm like, what the heck? Oh my gosh.
Poor Joey.
Literally.
And then if you've noticed, you'll see a very young Mark Anthony. Not that anybody cares, but...
I was just going to say, I literally didn't notice because I do not care about that man.
The only thing I really like him in is Man on Fire. I thought he was really good in that.
That is a really good movie.
He was really good in that because he played...
That is really good.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite movies of all time. Okay, so cut to the company that Joey hacked. We see Margot, who is Lorraine Bracco, who played the therapist in Sopranos, if you don't know who she is, among other things. And she sees Eugene. Now I'm going to call him Eugene from now on because he hates that, and I'm doing that for spite. So... And she always calls him Eugene as well. And she's like, she stands next to him and she's like, Eugene, I see that we're still getting dressed in the dark. And he says, I told you not to call me that. She just calls him Eugene. She doesn't care.
Yeah, she does not give a shit.
Yeah. And they're like in a board meeting. She's pretty important because she's part of the board.
Mm-hmm.
And Eugene explains that a hacker planted a Da Vinci virus, which can tip over oil tankers. If $5 million, he shows like the actual thing that the virus
like the
is.
clip
and it's, of course,
that they
it's
would
Da Vinci's,
see.
What is it?
It's just the where it's
the
like
guy on
the multiple arms and legs. Yeah, I don't know exactly what it's called.
Yeah, that's that clip or whatever the virus says. If $5 million is not deposited into a specific account in the next 7 days, 5 tankers will be tipped over. But there's like 20 something tankers, so they don't know which 5 tankers it's going to be. So one of the big wigs goes, well, why can't we just turn them to manual? And Eugene says, well, because nothing's manual anymore. It's all computers. Yeah. Computers control the world.
The satellite. Like all of those boats rely on those satellites, so therefore there are no manual boats.
Yes. But luckily, Eugene traced the call during the whole hack thing and found out who it was, and he's having the FBI pick him up right now. So they're like, oh good, yay, now we can get to the bottom of this. But spoiler alert, Ireland. What's the spoiler alert?
Spoiler alert is that Eugene is the one that planted that Da Vinci virus. And we find this out because as Eugene is leaving, and like Eugene and all the board members and some of like the other people that were in the boardroom are leaving, they're on the escalator and they're like, you better find it quick, like you better figure out who did it and blah 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 quick. And he's just like, oh yep, I'm on it, I'm gonna get it started right away. And as the board members file out, it's just him and Margot, and now him and Margot are talking about how he was the one that inputted the Da Vinci virus because they have a plan, or they have put in a plan for the last couple years to micro-steal money from the account of that company that she's working for, and they're accumulating over $26 million with that.
Yeah, and it's kind of like the Office Space where Michael Bolton explains how they're taking, if they were to take pennies off, eventually it would add up to a lot, kind of thing. But they mess up and it's a whole debacle. But Eugene doesn't mess up. He's got it. He's got it perfectly. It is this program that it's called a worm, and this we all find out. This program that he's created, the worm, he was storing in the garbage file that Joey got into copying. That's why it's a problem. So he had to create the virus to take the heat off of him and for them to go after hackers and blame them. And then by that time, they'll have their $25 million. The worm will be done eating it. And then it will be deposited. They have like another account somewhere else. And the two of them will be out of the country and living high on $25 million. So
yeah.
That is the plan. Margot is obviously in on it as well. So, so she's kind of like, so you created a virus that could cause an ecological disaster just so we can catch some hacker kid? And he's like, yeah.
Yep.
Like he gives zero fucks.
No remorse, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't care. It's all about him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and poor Joey is so distraught. Like, they have him in custody. He's not in a cell or anything though, because they have nothing on him. Like they just they just traced it to him. But as they're looking through all of his computer and software and stuff, they find nothing. They don't find the file that they're looking for. So there is no reason that he needs to be detained. So he is just, they're unable to find it, so they're gonna let him go. However, he's grounded by his mother because he's like 15 years old.
Yeah.
So he is, and I quote, grounded for his next 3 lifetimes by his mother. So it's not like he's living freely anyway.
Yeah, the 2 FBI agents their job is to follow Joey around, and one of the agents is Mark Anthony, and they're like, just checking in, and they're like, have not seen suspect in days. He's grounded by his mother. He has not left his house, grounded by his mother. He is
grounded, and it's just like, by his mother. He's like, is this really our life now?
Yeah. So Dade, Serial, and Freak are talking about Joey's arrest the next day. And they think it's related to the bank hacking when he said, oh, I had that $700. So that's what they think happened. They're like, shit, he got popped by the FBI for that. Oh no, that's crappy. Freak mentions, oh, there's a party. Would you like to go, Dade? And Dade's like, he's like, it's at Kate's. And he's like, yeah, you want to go.
Yeah, he's like, and that's exactly what I thought. I'll pick you up at 7. Like, come on.
And then they cut back to Eugene, who's playing a virtual reality game. So he's got that, like,
the headset
thing on, and the, like, but he's like contained in this, like, circle thing. So it's not like it is nowadays where you can just kind of roam around. It's like stuck in this, like, thing, and he's like punching, and he's like, yeah, get you. And then Agent Gill comes in, who's the FBI guy, and he is a hacker's worst nightmare. That was something that Lord Nikon
he's like
said.
enemy number 1.
He's like hacker public enemy number 1. He tells Eugene that they have, you know, he goes, we may have something, and he hands him Dade's file. So, and he's like, So it's cut to Dade. He's being detained by the FBI in his apartment. So he like opens the door, and then they're there. And when he walks in to his room, Eugene is sitting there, and he was waiting for him in his room, creepy. And he wants Dade to help him find the disc. He's like, you have a record, you're zero cool, oh my god. And I think he sees Dade as almost his equal. Like, he's like people.
I
like
would say
us.
he still has a complex, but
yeah,
he definitely knows. He knows what he's capable of. So
Yes.
I think that he has some respect for him.
But he always says, like, people like you and I. So he does include, they don't understand us, the normal folks. They're not like us. And so he basically wants Dade to be a narc and find that disc. And he's trying to be all cool with Dade. He's trying to be like, like, oh, man, I get it. It's cool. Like, I get it. I understand, And
Sure.
he goes...
You're literally 35 years old. You don't get it.
And he rode a skateboard here, probably.
No, literally. He's like, gotta catch a ride.
Right. It's like, can I get some cab fare
He's
home?
riding on the back of the garbage truck on his little skateboard. I can't.
Yes. And
God.
he says, so I'd like you and I to form an alliance. Dade says, nah, I don't play well with others. And Eugene takes a bat and he breaks Dade's stereo, which is Jughouse.
Like what?
For no reason.
What was the reason?
And he tells Dade to try and stay out of trouble. And Dade says, below me. And he says, thank you. Okay.
So that's it. That was just like, that was the encounter.
And really quickly, Dade has a dream that night. A very erotic dream about Kate.
Yeah. Don't
And
we
he
all?
wakes up and he's all sweating. He's like,
Yeah. Well, yeah, because after that dream, then during the dream, he also gets arrested by the FBI. So there was a lot going on in that dream. Like,
right.
Kate is like taking off her top, and they're gonna start making out or
Kate,
whatever.
Like, they take Kate away.
And then they snatch Kate so quick, and then they start arresting him. So there was a lot going on in that dream.
Yeah, very odd dream.
Yes, but now after that, we know that Mans is still thinking about Kate, obviously. Duh. Where have you been? But we are at Kate's party, and the boys are walking through, and her house is gorgeous. Of course, Mom has sold 2 million copies of her last book, and we learn that her mom writes basically, like, self-help books for women, and, like, about advice about men, and, like, yes, things like that. So, Dade's response was, yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly.
And everybody's just, like, chatting up at the party, like, everybody's kind of feeling like home, like, everybody's having a great time, and then they stumble into Kate's room. And Kate has this amazing computer. And again, we don't know anything really about Kate except for that she's this mysterious hot chick, right? And they're all looking at her computer and they're like, oh my god, like, there's, like, the specs on this thing are amazing, like, this is, like, amazing hardware, like, this is a crazy good computer. And they're just, like, all huddled around this computer, and then all of the sudden, Kate and her boyfriend, or this Curtis, just start making out on their bed, like, next to them, and how do they not see the, like, 4 boys that are over huddled at the computer? Because it's Nikon, it's Freak, Dade, and Serial. All of them are over there, because Joey is still grounded by his mother. But they're literally doing this, and then what does Dade yell? Dade literally yells, like,
burn.
Burn. That's what he yells. Burn. Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why he yelled burn, because he doesn't know anything yet about whose name is what.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kate's like, what the hell are you guys doing in my room? And then Freak is like, we're checking out your, like, computer. It's amazing, isn't it? He's like, come on, Kate. She's like, yeah, it is amazing, isn't it? And then she, like, goes over and she, like, shows him. She's all proud. And, of course, Curtis is like, are you doing this computer shit right now? And she's like, give me a minute. And he's like, ugh, whatever.
Yeah, goodbye. We're done with you.
Yeah, bye-bye. Bye, Curtis. I believe that's the last time we see Curtis.
Yeah, that's pretty much his last time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And she's showing them all the cool stuff that it does. It's like, because of course, she could afford it. I'm sure her mom gets her the best stuff of everything. And this is when Dade learns that Kate is acid burn. Because he had asked the guys earlier, do you guys know someone called Acid Burn? Do you know who he is? And Freak's like, no. And
well, no, they go, I don't know who he is.
Yeah, I don't know
because
who
it was
is.
her.
Yeah.
Love it.
So it was, yeah. And then she learns that he's Crash Override. And she's like, you're the one that's been, on my turf.
Yeah, you're the one that was on my turf. Yes.
Yeah.
And
she makes fun of her for saying, what was it? Mess with the best, die like the rest.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And my favorite thing, I'm pretty sure Serial is the one that does. He's like, no way, crash and burn. Like, literally, whatever, dude. I love that guy.
Yeah. And, party. And we cut back to Eugene, a lot of cutting back and forth. We cut to Eugene, who's on his computer, and he's going after Dade's mom, which is a no-no, to get him to cooperate. He tells Margot, who is obviously sleeping with him because she's like, she comes downstairs and he zips up her dress and everything. And he's like, I just pretended to be an Alabama state trooper to get into this mainframe and I can change anybody's anything. So he changes this one woman who has like tons of warrants out. She's like heroin, forgery, just all these, like, basically she will be arrested on site and just straight to jail, pretty much. It's that bad. He changes her picture and name to Dade's mom and her name. Yeah. And he tells Margot, this is the way, get the boy's mother, get the boy to cooperate. So,
so dirty.
He is dirty. And then we cut back to Kate and Dade at Kate's party, and what are they doing?
Of course, they're just talking shit back and forth, because now that Dade knows that she's acid burn, he's just like, damn, have I met my maker? Because she kind of out-hacked me before. And of course, they're all just talking big game, and they want to find out who is the better hacker. And by doing that, of course, in true fashion, they have to make a bet, and there's also some guidelines, but the bet is that if Kate wins, then Dade has to be her slave. Not a sex slave, but doing grunt work slave. Like, he has to do basically anything that she says, all of the crap that she does not want to do, any maintenance stuff. And then Dade's like, well, girl, if I win, then you have to go on a date with me. And she goes, well, I don't go on dates, but I also don't lose, so you have a deal. So they shake on it, and now we have some ground rules.
Yep. So what their purpose is they're going to hassle Secret Service agent Gil, who's hacker enemy number 1, to get one back for Joey. So the judges' decisions are final, which is going to be serial killer, Lord Nikon, and Freak. They're going to be the judges. So it's a 2-to-1 vote. A majority rules, whatever. Whatever they say is final. There's no appeals. And it will last until they decide who the winner is. So they're going to start doing things. And, so they start. The rule is, there's another rule. You can only use the dial-up and passcodes in your own collection. You cannot ask anyone else for help.
Yeah, it's just between them. You cannot you cannot have any help from any of the other hackers.
Yep. So Kate's up first.
Yeah, so the first thing that she does is she is going to destroy this man's dating life, because the first thing she does is she hacks into his bank and declines his credit card. Basically says that it is no good and that they deactivated it. And then we just cut to Officer Gill, and we can definitely see on a date with just a woman, I don't know.
Might be his wife, who knows.
And the waiter scans it, and it declines again, and he's just like, girl. And this waiter is so savage, he walks over the table and just cuts it with scissors and leaves it on the table. And Richard is just like, what the hell? Like, what's going on here?
It said destroy, and they would do that.
That's what it was.
They would do that. They would cut it. They would destroy it. Point for Kate.
Yes, definitely creative.
Now it's Dade's turn. So Dade decides he's going to put out a kinky personal ad that has Gil's office number on it. So we see Agent Gil getting tons. I mean, he has like 16 phone lines and they're all lit up. And every time he answers, like, what I'm going to do to you. Ooh, I like this. He's like,
you're just
what?
my type. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I like this. It's all these fetishes and everything like that. And he goes, I could tell you where to put that, you know?
Yeah.
And you see Eugene just like in the background, just like looking at.
He's just like, what the hell is going on?
And he knows what's going on. He knows he's being hacked. Like he just kind of knows like he's being hacked because he's not stupid.
Yeah.
So point for Dade. Good job. Kate's turn. What's he doing?
So now Kate is going into basically his record, and instead of his record being completely clean, she changed his registration to having 113 different traffic violations, and there was a warrant out for his arrest. So then we cut to the scene of him getting arrested, and the whole time he's just like,
his car.
Yes, and he goes, do you know who I am? Like, do you even know who you're arresting? And the cop just does not care. He has him slammed on the hood of the car and in handcuffs.
Yep. And point for Kate. Mm-hmm. So Dade's next. Dade changes Agent Gil's status to deceased in public records. And I believe he wasn't getting a paycheck, so he had contacted accounting saying, you know, I need you to look into, you know, whatever his first name, I don't know what his first name is.
Richard,
you know,
I think.
Richard Gill. Yeah, Richard Gill. And it's like, hi, this is accounting. You were requesting information about Richard Gill? And he's like, yes. And he goes, our records show he's deceased. And he goes, I'm what?
I'm what? That was amazing.
I know. Point for Dade. You know, Kate's like, okay. And she's like, what's the score? And Freak hits the button and it says 60-60. It is tied. And they're both like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
They're like, you two need to figure out a tiebreaker. You know, it's your own thing now. So they up the stakes a little bit. So Dade says, if I win, you have to wear a dress on our date. And Kate says, if I win, so do you. And he deal.
Yep. And after this deal is made, now we cut to Kate having a erotic dream about Dade, and then she wakes up, and we're like, oh shit, stuff is about to go down. She's got it bad.
She's like, oh, she's like,
yeah, she's like,
she's very excited.
Like she's happy about it.
Yeah, she was really into that dream.
I mean, how could you not look at this man? He is stunning.
Johnny Lee Miller.
Both of them are gorgeous, but I'm just like, oh my god, peak 90s too. Holy cow. And we cut to Dade getting a package, and he's signing to the UPS guy, and he opens his package, and it's a laptop. And when he opens the laptop, we see Eugene's ugly face on this laptop. It's just like so, like this editing is so funny to me. But it's just a message, and Dade is basically saying the same old song and dance. Same, nothing bad has to happen as long as you are cooperative and you help me. Like, hackers, like, we understand each other, you know, like, basically
help me.
Please join my side, basically. Yeah. So we find out that Joey's not grounded anymore, and the way that we find out is that his mom comes in his room, and he's just like laying in his bed. You can tell he's depressed. He has no Lucy, not his computer. He hasn't seen any of his friends. And she goes, Joey, you look so sad. You're not grounded anymore. And then she like kisses his forehead and you know, he's just like, oh, okay, whatever. So as soon as she leaves his room, he gets up immediately, starts rummaging in the vent in the ceiling where he hid the disc and has all of his other things. So he's like throwing everything out of there and then grabs the disc and kind of puts it under his shirt because now he's going to go meet Freak somewhere public in New York where there's like fountains and benches and all of these things.
Yeah. So they're meeting. And they're talking, and Joey's like, I did find something. Obviously, if they went through my computer, they destroyed Lucy, there's something serious. It has something to do with what's on this disc. And Freak has the disc, and then he notices the FBI is taking pictures, like they're, you know, just sitting on a bench.
They have, like, literally the camera right over their shoulder, like facing the other way.
And he's like, we're being. So they run in opposite directions. Freak runs into the men's restroom, which must be closed. And he takes his gum out, he puts it on the back of the disc, and then puts the disc behind a condom dispenser in the men's bathroom. And he runs back home, and he is grabbing everything. He's trying to, like, any kind of thing that could incriminate him with any kind of hacking. He's, like, deleting things and making sure try to clean everything up.
Ripping papers up, like, that have codes and everything on it, so they couldn't trace him to anything.
Yeah. And then he has a dream that he's sleeping and the FBI busts in the room and they arrest him, you know? And then he wakes up and he's like, whew, this is just a dream, thank goodness. And then his mom comes in the room and she's like, oh, time to have breakfast. You need to get up, lazy. It's almost noon or something like that. And she opens the shades and here comes the FBI through the window and she's like screaming and like, you know, you're under arrest. And the mom's like, what? She starts beating him. He's like, all right, arrest me already. All right. Because, you know.
Yeah, he's like, aren't you gonna arrest me? Like, do it already. Come on.
Already. He's like, get away from
my crazy. She's like, I
She's like, yeah. And she's hit him with like a shoe. Get out of here. Which I thought was really great.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. So he's at the police station and he gets one call. And we know, since his specialty is phones, the way it is the deputy or whoever it is, the policeman, he dials it and then he locks the keypad up so he can't make a different phone call or anything like that. But Freak knows what to do. So he clicks the thing a couple times, gets the operator. He says, I'm having a problem dialing a number. And the operator's like, what number? And he says, 555-2 or something like that. It's Kate's number. So he's calling Kate and she's like, what's up? He's like, I'm bugging. I'm in jail. Like, this is crazy. Joey was correct. He wasn't making this shit up. We need to find out what was on that disc. And he says that they're charging him with some serious shit. He tells them that it's some kind of Da Vinci virus he's never even heard of. And then as the deputy comes back, he tells Kate, he's put it in that place where I put that thing that one time, and hangs up. So Kate knows exactly where to go. So Kate's in the men's bathroom and she's like reaching behind and all the guys are just staring at her because she's hot as hell and she's in the men's
And she's in the men's bathroom.
She finds it and she like sticks it in her pants and then she grabs like a condom out of the machine and she like does like a little twirl and then looks at all of them in the eye and then she just walks away.
Amazing.
Yes, because she's got that confidence. So
yeah. And we're back with Dade and serial killer, and Kate comes up to them, and they just all meet in one spot, and they need Dade's help, basically. Or Kate and serial killer come together to confront Dade, and they're like, we know that there's something on this file, Freak is in jail, like, Freak just got arrested, like, something is going on, they're charging him with something that he doesn't even know about, so this has to have something crazy on it, can you please help us? And Dade is just like, I can't. I can't. And Kate's like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, we need your help. Like, I need your help. Please, can you please see if there's something on this file? And he just says, no, I'm sorry, I can't. It's like, I can't get in trouble. And she's like, okay, well, if you're not going to do it, then can you at least make a copy of this? And he says, fine, I can make a copy of it. That's all right.
Yeah. And then after they leave, he gets a call from Eugene, who threatens Dade's mom. He goes, look on your computer. I can easily change her from this to this. She's now a wanted felon because he did change it. And, you know, and he's like, they will arrest her at work in front of everybody. She will be strip searched because this person was like heroin and everything like that. And she will not be let out of jail. She'll go directly to, you know, she'll be in like not like a white collar jail. She'll be in like a bad jail. You know, Dade tells him, if you touch her, I will kill you. And Eugene tells him that there are worse things than death and I can do all of them. So Dade thinks about it for just a little bit. Of course, he walks into the living room and sees his mom sleeping on the couch. He covers her up with a blanket. He loves his mom. He doesn't want anything. He doesn't want his mom involved.
And that's all he has.
Yeah.
He just has his mom.
So he calls Eugene and he says, okay, I'll give you the friggin' disc. Okay. So he's out in the middle of nowhere. It's like there's nobody out in New York City at all in this like dark area.
No, literally.
Yeah. And he's like waiting. And then we see two headlights finally.
I've never seen more of like a strange thing. Like this is like
explain Eugene's entrance and how he gets the disc.
I don't even like the biggest turnoff that you could possibly think of is how this man arrived. So he's wearing like his long like black coat and he's like hunched over. He's holding on to the side of a car as it's driving at, like, I don't know, 10 miles an hour. Yeah, like a Bentley. The man's not riding in the car. He's riding a skateboard, hanging on to the side of the car. And then, you know, Dade's holding out the disc, and then Eugene just snatches it out of his hand and thinks he's a badass riding off into the sunset, and he literally just looks like a little freak, grabs it, and then just keeps riding on the side of the car like nothing happened. And then, like, Dade really went to go run after him. Like, Dade was like, oh my god, he took a second, then he started sprinting after him. Could not catch up to this man. I'm like, the car is going 10 miles an hour, like, you're not gonna do this. And then he's just, like, basically like, ugh, I give up.
Yeah. So Dade decides to go back to Kate's, where the others, they're looking at the file. So they're looking, because he made a copy of it. He didn't take the only copy, you know, at least he was smart enough for that. And they're all looking at the file. Serial and Nikon and Kate, the three of them. But they can't figure it out because it's incomplete. Because Joey's mom turned it off halfway through. And
go to sleep.
So Dade wants to tell them something. He's like, Kate, I have something I need to tell you. And they're like, we're figuring this out, you know. So he can't tell them what he wants to tell them. And we know what he wants to tell them. And he goes and sits down. He's like, basically, my turn. And they're like, tag in. And Dade's looking at it. And the really cool thing about the way that this movie is shot, it kind of shows the way that Dade's brain works as kind of like everything is in a computer. Like, they will actually show, like, what his mind is thinking and, like, going through all these, like, you know...
Yeah, almost... basically, like, how the circuits are traveling through, like, how, like, the waves of energy are traveling and through in, like, the software.
Yeah, like, his so cool. His brain is a mainframe, and it's, like, showing these, like, the little, like, lights go through the mainframe, and it's very, very cool how it's shot. And he says, it's not a virus. This isn't the virus. It's a worm. And it's eating pennies off of each transaction. And when it is done, it erases its tracks. And currently it's up to 21.8 million. So we know this is almost done. So
yeah, Serial is the one that's like, oh my god, man. And he's like doing all the calculations. And he's like, that should be up to 21.8 million now. Like, thanks for your contribution, bud.
And yeah, so he's like, when the virus is done, when the virus is set to go off, that's when this worm is done. So it's just like perfect timing. Of course, Dade knows who is responsible for both of these things, the virus and the worm. He knows it's Eugene. And this is when he tells everybody that he has, like, they're like, why wouldn't you help us? Oh, and he's like, I can't, I have a record. And they're like, what do you mean, a record? And he goes, I was zero cool. And of course, Lord Nikon's like, what? You're zero cool? You crashed, you know, 1,507 mainframes and blah, 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 and all this stuff.
Nikon has a photographic memory, by the way. Yeah. So that's why he's like in a front page newspaper Herald in 1988, and like he lists off the whole thing. So they're kind of geeking out. Like, they're fangirling.
Because zero cool he's
like, the definition of elite.
Yeah,
he is the highest
kid. Yeah. Doing this huge hack is like, you know, they're like bowing down. You're zero cool. And then, of course, he's like, dude, this is zero cool to Kate and everybody. They're like, yeah, we just heard. Thank you.
Yeah, like, really? Thanks. Wasn't sure.
Yeah. And so he's like, that's what I came to tell you. I can't help you because they will come right for me. Like, I'm the one that they're going to come for.
I'm the prime suspect, yeah.
And so they have to do something. And Kate's like, maybe we can hack into the Gibson, which is the big mainframe. And they're like, well, it's going to take like 10 minutes, at least 10 minutes. We need more time.
And we don't have the time for that.
They're going to be ready. It's too big. And, you know, then, you know, if Dade helps, we can do it in, you know, 8 minutes. It's kind of like Name That Tune. I can do it in 8 minutes.
Literally.
And then, you know, then Serial can do it, you know, in a minute less. And then Lord Nikon.
And then Nikon is like, well, then we could do it in 5.
We can do it in 5 minutes. So the plan is on. They're going to do this. So they have a plan that they have to gather some things before they do this. And it cuts to Kate and Dade. They have to get some papers from a dumpster. So they jump in the dumpster. Of course, Kate jumps in and falls right on top of Dade. And of course, Kate being Kate makes it very sexual and like reaches like near his crotch area, and she pulls out a flashlight because he's all
gotta
like,
be able to see. Yeah, he's like, if I were to portray the, like, this incident, like, differently, then I could be doing something purely sexual or something, or taking advantage of the situation. And she just, like, doesn't say anything, and she pulls out the flashlight.
Yeah. So they're looking for some papers. It looks like they find it. It looks like back in that day, they still had the printers with the, like, sides with the circles on it.
With, like, the holes and everything.
And it was, like, long. They were all attached. Everything was, attached. So it looks like they find it. Security guard comes up and's like, hey, get out of that dumpster. Kate shoots a flare gun at him. She has.
Yeah, and it, like, blows up his little office.
It's her subway defense system. That's how she protects herself in the subway. Good for her.
Hey, as a woman, I understand.
Now, what are Serial and Nikon doing? What were their jobs?
So, Serial and Nikon are grabbing the manual for the phone, and the way that Serial is, like, undercover is I don't even know, he's, like, under the desk of a woman, like, trying to, like, fix her phone, I think, or something like that, and then all of a sudden, like, he just, like, grabs her chair and, like, comes up on her, is like, must be something else, like, let me see if I can fix something else. And then he, like, walks away and his little butt is hanging out because the belt is, like, too heavy, and he's, like, pulling up his pants as he's walking away in pure Serial fashion. And Nikon is starting to deliver flowers, like he's pretending to deliver flowers in the office because, again, he has his photographic memory. So he's, like, looking at everybody's computers as they're typing in their passwords because, again, they have to figure out as many passwords as they possibly can so then they can break down that Gibson.
Yeah, and as he's got these flowers and he's walking down the hall with all these people, there's just tons of people, open computers, open desks, it's not cubicles. We get to see Eugene pass him by on his freaking skateboard. And they kind of give each other a look.
Riding a skateboard indoors.
On the carpet.
Yeah, on the carpet.
Yeah, like, okay,
oh
dude.
my god.
That's a nice glide on a carpet for a skateboard, okay?
Lord help me.
So, in the meantime, Eugene tells Margot that, because he has the disc now, that they had a large chunk of the garbage file. They didn't have the whole thing, but it's enough to incriminate them, but not enough to let them know what's kind of going on, what they're actually, the whole end game is of this. And so he's gonna launch the Da Vinci virus because it hasn't been launched yet, because it said if you don't give it in 7 days, we're gonna so he's launching it because this is gonna be just in time for once that goes off, they'll get the money and
they'll
get the hell out
escape
of there. Yeah And so of course Margot's like, oh, okay, I guess, kind of not really into this, but okay, fine, and he launches the Da Vinci virus. So now the FBI is they need to find these people.
Yeah, and we cut to Serial and Nikon both listening on this, like, just like I don't even know, like, they have, like, little headsets on, like, the little radio or whatever. And then they're just, like, all in the same room, they're discussing or whatever. And then they hear, like, the little, what is it called, like, the phone, like, the answering machine kind of, like, ring or whatever. How does this work? None of these things existed in my time.
So what serial killer was doing under that lady's desk in between her legs was he was doing, like, connecting the phone line to it so that they could listen to it on the phone line. So when it's in Agent Gill's, not his little office, but his floor. So any calls that go through for him, they can listen to, and they listen to him. He's like, okay, we gotta, issue warrants for Kate, Dade, for serial killer, and for Lord Nikon. He's issued warrants for all of them. So they hear this, and it's going to be at 9 a.m. So they know that they have to get this plan done before they get arrested. So, yeah. So after they figure out they need to do a plan, Kate says, I have an idea. And she's like, are you coming to Dade? Of course, Dade's going to go with Kate.
Well, duh. Look at her.
She takes them to the club where Razor and Blade are at. I think they kind of live above this club or something like that, and it's like a rave. And they're looking for them. They see them way up there. Dade tries to go get them. He jumps on stage, and he gets crowd surfed.
Yeah, they throw him off the stage, and he's like crowd surfing.
He's like, I saw them. I lost them. Where were you?
With his little leather jacket.
Yeah, as he's literally crowd surfing. Yeah. So they do go, and they find the door, and it's like these big robot arms, and one of the robots has like a gun. So Dade's like, I'm kind of thinking second thoughts about this.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know about this. We should probably just go.
Yeah. And basically, Kate, they're like, who are you? What do you want? And
well, Dade first is just like, we want your help. And, like, basically is, like, he's, like, very talking, like, very nervously. And then Kate just, like, comes up and she's like, we need to talk to you about something. Like, it's really important. Like, this is life or death, basically.
yeah.
And then Razor and Blade are just like, we like her. She's bold, but
She's
like
brazen
the other
and brash.
one, they can go. Like he's a waste. And then he said like kill him or something like that, or shoot him, waste him. That's what he said. And then the gun that was pointed at him before is just a lighter, so the little flame comes out of the gun. And then they do let them in. So then they actually can have this discussion. So then they start explaining to them about the whole process of the worm and how they unleashed what we call the Da Vinci virus so they can cover up the worm, and they just needed to do it to make other hackers a scapegoat. And it's going to take a lot of people in order to take this guy down, but they have 2 of their own already in custody, so this is really important. And they're basically like, don't you think that we have other things better to do? Like, we have basically a TV channel that wants us to, like, start our own show and, like, blah, 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 blah. So then they basically are just like, all right, like, then let's just get out of here. Like, this was a waste of time. And as they're starting to leave, Razor and Blade go, well, we didn't say no. So now they're in.
Yeah, they're in. But then they ask Dade, well, how are you going to stop the cops? Because they know they're going to be arrested at 9 a.m., so they have to buy some time where the cops can't come find them. So Dade's like, got this. So we see Dade he's hacked into the traffic lights, and he has them going off at like 9 a.m. to be all green or all red or just kind of all over the place. So it just, and so they're all of them are, all 4 of them are on their rollerblades to get through easily. And they're headed to Grand Central Station where they're going to do this whole thing because they need to go to the payphones, hook up
so
to
they
it.
can wire in there and get everything done.
Yep.
So it's funny because the reason that they did all the traffic lights is that if they turn everything red, right, there is no traffic going on, but if they turn everything green, they know that there's going to be some accidents happening in the intersections. And then, of course, in true New York fashion, you see, like, everybody getting out of their cars after all these accidents are happening. They're like, what are you doing here? Like, this light was green. Like, get out of here. Like, just, like, all arguing. And, of course, the cops can't get to them at 9 a.m. So we now are heading to Grand Central Station. They each found their own payphone. Like, they basically set up, like, it's basically like little cubicles of each payphone. And Serial's just going absolutely AWOL. Like, Manta's screaming in the middle. Like, sir, you're not supposed to be drawing attention to yourself. He's literally just screaming. And Kate's just like, hey, why don't you go fix the payphones. Go fix the phones. Like, do something. Get out of here. And our boy Joey is there. So now Joey is now part of the original hacking little stations there for the payphone. And is smoking. Of course. Why wouldn't he be smoking?
Yeah.
He's got a cigarette. And the object of this game is to keep this virus busy. Okay, so they always, like, they're conducting all these distractions, inserting new viruses so that they can, copy all of this data the whole time. So as we're going through this thing, like the first one I believe was not Pac-Man. What was the very first
Cookie
one?
Monster.
Yes, it was Cookie Monster. So the first one they unleashed Cookie Monster, and then now they call Eugene because of course Penn is like, there's some shit going on. You need to help us again. And Eugene knows all of the answers.
Yeah. And their goal is to put so many viruses in it that it, like, overloads the Gibson so that Kate or Dade can get in there and find this garbage file, get the full copy of it so that they can implement Eugene and Margot as, basically clear their names. So they're doing all this, like you said, Cookie Monster. One of them's a rabbit.
Rabbits.
That kind of stuff. Dade's getting really close, and then it shows Eugene fighting each one of them. He's like, how do you do the rabbit? He's like, flu shot. I guess there's, like, all these different...
Cookie Monster, just type the word cookie. Like...
Which is true. That was... I read on that was... There was a Cookie Monster virus, and it would pop up on somebody's screen, and it said, I want a cookie, and if you typed cookie, it would go away for a while, and if you typed Oreo, it would go away for a longer time, but it would eventually keep popping up because it was a virus, which is...
That's wild.
Kind of cool, right?
That is very cool.
Hacker stuff is so cool.
Not cool if it happens to you, but that is very cool.
Please don't hack me, but I think it is so cool, like, what they can do. Like,
girl, please hack my student up.
Use your powers for good. I love when they use their powers for good. It's like the greatest thing. I just, like, yes.
So true.
That's like a Robin Hood situation. Mm-hmm. So they're each in their payphone, and they're doing it, and Kate's like, they're finding us too fast, and we need more help, and it kind of shows, like, them in their payphones, and again, the way that they shoot this is super cool. Their payphones are spinning with them in it, like, just the way the camera is. It's like they're each in a payphone, and it's spinning with them typing, and then you see, like, them thinking and what they're doing in the background, kind of, you know, like the rabbit bouncing and the Cookie Monster and all that kind of stuff. It's really cool how it's shot, and they keep getting found, and, like, one by one, they're like, I'm out. Dade gets popped out, and he's like, shit, I'm out. I think Kate was out.
But he found it. Dade found the specific garbage file, but he got popped out.
And he tells Joey, you were the closest, so you have to do it. And Joey's like, okay, he's like, type, you know, backslash, this, type this.
Yeah,
this.
He knew the password.
And, you know, Eugene's still battling everything. And they're like trying, and they're just like I said, that they're finding them too fast. And all of a sudden Dade gets a phone call. And this one's from Eugene. And Eugene's basically like, you can't beat me, you know. And he goes, well, yeah, maybe I can't, but we can. And then the phone rings again, and Kate answers it. And it's Razor and Blade. And they ask if they're like, are we fashionably late? And then it's just literally, you see hackers around the world logging in. It's basically Hack the Planet. Hackers of the world unite. And it just shows all, like, Italy, Russia, London,
Japan, London, yeah.
All over the world, and they're all in there, and it's over. You see this, like, you see the Gibson, and it's just like all red because it shows this huge thing of all the, like, towers and the, like, lights going everywhere. It's just such a cool thing.
Super cool. And very visually simulating.
And CGI was not used for this because CGI I don't think really
didn't exist. I don't think.
Really
or if it did, it was very
like,
not as developed. Yeah. Yeah.
And
the Renesmee baby from Twilight.
Exactly. It was Renesmee CGI.
I'm scared.
It should have its own name. Renesmee CGI. And people should know what that is. And, you know, it's just a cool montage of them with the phone booths and everything, and them just, like, beating it. Joey gets it. He downloads the whole thing. Mm-hmm. Dade's got the file. You see the cops had run down, and they're like, freeze! Nobody's at these payphones, because that's what Serial was doing. He was
rewiring, so it made it feel...
Because Eugene's like, oh, they're in the lower level of Grand Central Station, so easy to find. And there was nobody there, and you see all the phones hooked up. Serial is not with them. He was not part of the hacking. He was just part of that. And then after they're done, and they're celebrating, and Kate's like, we gotta get out of here. That's when they find them, and they're like, freeze. So they're all under arrest. Serial is not with them. Dade he gets arrested, and he pulls the disc out of his back, like he must have had it in the back of his shorts or pants or leather pants or whatever they were, and he tosses it into the garbage.
Yeah, it's like a perfect throw. Mance wasn't even looking, and it was actually kind of a long throw, so that's very impressive.
Yeah, and when he tosses it, there's a reason he tosses it into the trash, because he sees someone in the crowd as they're being arrested and led into the police cars. Who is it?
Yeah, he sees Serial in the crowd, and Dade, you know, because Serial is not with them, so he can eventually find the drive. Dade is screaming, they're trashing our rights. He just keeps yelling. Every other word that he's saying is trashing. And Serial is just like, okay, like, and then, as, you know, Dade's getting put into the police car, now Serial is literally running into Central Station again and digging through that garbage, and the drive literally had like a piece of gum on it that he's like pulling off. And we cut back to Detective Gill, or whatever
Agent
he
Gill,
is, the FBI agent Gill, Richard Gill, who's deceased, you know. And he's calling He's calling Eugene, and he's just calling to tell him, like, hey, we got the kids, we caught him red-handed, everything. And Margot and Eugene are popping that champagne. They are celebrating. Girl, don't be celebrating so early.
Yep. And in the police station, Kate and Dade are in a room together, and they're, being talked to by Agent Gill. And he's basically playing she's my dumb girlfriend. She doesn't know anything. She doesn't even know how to use a computer.
To protect
it's all
her.
me. Because obviously he can't fake it that he doesn't know computer.
Yeah.
It's freaking zero.
I was arrested
cool.
11 years old for compromising 1,500.
I literally crashed Wall Street at 11 years old.
Right, literally.
He's like, she's just my girlfriend and whatever. And then they say, someone comes in and tells Gil that Dade's mom is there. So he goes, okay, so he's going to go talk to the mom. And Kate's like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm just trying to help you. Like, no, there's no reason for us all to take the fall. I'll just take it. And then she says, Dade, thank you for, helping me.
Yeah.
Trying to help me. And so I love this mom part because this mom is so badass. Like, she's so great.
She's awesome.
She really is a great mom. And she's talking in another room, but Kate and Dade push the button so that they can kind of hear them talking. And she's basically telling Gil that her son is a genius. She says, my son happens to be a genius and understands the world in a way you could never understand, even if you live to be 100.
Love her.
And another person comes in and says, hey, the press is here. And she goes, oh, great, because I got some words to say to the press. She got words. She's got words.
Homegirl has some words.
Has some words to the press. And Gil tells her, if you talk to the press, you will be facing charges. And she goes to him and she goes, mister, I don't care if I'm facing certain death.
No, I love that quote. Also, as they're having their conversation, Dade and Kate can hear everything because they put it on like the little speaker in front of them. And Kate's reaction is just like, wow, that's awesome. Like, she's amazing. And Dade's like, yeah, she's the best. She's amazing. Like, that's my mom. And now Gil is talking to the press, and before he can even get any words out about anything really important, the TV starts to change and go blank, and we just see serial killer keying into the TV. So he is hacked into the TV, so now it's him, and he is just spilling his guts. He is cracking open a cold one and
he's got
giving the tea here. Yes. So he is basically explaining that Ellingson Minerals launched this virus on purpose, blamed it on innocent hackers, and he's like, why, you might ask? For world domination? Nay. Why would someone create such a program? And then we see it cuts to real time where Eugene and Margot are in bed and they see like the TV and they kind of like both like sit up, and then we just hear Serial. Could it be a cover-up? It's covering up a worm that was to steal $25 million. And he just name drops everybody. He goes, it belongs to Margot Wallace, who is the head of public relations, and Eugene Belford, who is the computer security officer. And Gil is just like, God damn. Like, I have been duped. I have been befuddled. And Serial is like, it's funny because who's giving like the actual, I think it's Blade and Razor. They are like doing the display as well.
Yeah.
And they like put the account number up. So when Serial is saying, he's like, now is this the account number where the money was supposed to go to that account in the Bahamas? I think so.
That's really cute.
Margot is like freaking out. We're cutting and Margot's like, oh my god, like my life is over. Eugene, and then Eugene is gone.
He's
disappear. He said, bye. Pew.
Yes, he is gone. And the kids get released. They're all hugging, yay. Margot is arrested. And of course she is, singing like a canary, rants out Eugene. His name's Eugene Belford. I know his mother, where his mother lives. And, so she's in the jail. She obviously got arrested. And then we cut to a plane. Plane is in the air. And in first class, we see Eugene, who is dressed as Mr. Babbage. He has like a beard, mustache. He has like gray hair, long gray hair. He just looks like an old man. And the flight attendant is like, oh, Mr. Babbage, here's your drink, like champagne or something. And we're on our way to Tokyo. The flight should be about 15 hours. Is there anything else I can get you? And he says, a pillow, please. Like an old, he's trying to like really sell the old man thing, even though he has no wrinkles on his face whatsoever.
Right.
And then we see, the pillow go behind his back, and he goes to grab the pillow. He's like, thank you. And then we see a handcuff go on his wrist.
Yeah.
And it's Agent Gill.
Yeah, he goes, "You're welcome," after he handcuffs him.
And then we hear Eugene, like, just shows the plane. We hear, Stewardess, what's going on? I'll never fly this airline again.
I'm never gonna fly this airline again. Good, get out of here, sir.
I love it.
God.
Yeah,
15-hour flight of that.
Oh
my God.
Well, Tokyo. Then we cut to Kate and Dade on their date. He says Kate looks good in the dress, and she says he would have looked even better. And
He would have rocked a dress.
it's kind of a little ironic if you look at it. He goes, "Do you want to go swimming?" So they go to a pool on top of a roof, a very tall building, in the middle of the city. And she's like, "I still can't believe they decided that you won." And he said that he didn't win. The guys thought it was the only way that I could get a date.
I love that.
And
That's so funny.
in the background, you see, like, the sky, skyscrapers or whatever. And he made it say crash and burn with the lights.
And the
which is
little
really
windows
cute.
and everything.
Yeah. And obviously they kiss and,
Yeah.
it's just their
Finally, happily ever after. Yay.
Yeah. Everybody's happy. He's not. He'll never fly that airline again.
Good. I'm never gonna fly this airline. Good.
Okay, Mr. Babbage.
Yeah, right. More like Mr. Cabbage, bro. Get out of here.
Yes. Okay, so let's get some specs here. Let's see. Made in 1995, like I said. $20 million budget. Used very well. I thought it was very cool. A lot of people in it. I know they weren't as famous, but they are famous now. So to look back and see how many people were in that movie is really cool. Opening weekend, $3.173 million. Worldwide, it made $7,566,199. So obviously was not a hit.
Yeah.
Called classic status, of course. So I kind of already went over some of these things. Like I said, you really could do the whole payphone thing with recorded tones. They actually have
That's so
something
cool.
called I believe it was called a red box that actually did this and was made for this. Because let me tell you, it was really annoying to pay at a payphone. You put a quarter in or 50 cents, and 2 minutes later you got someone, please deposit another 25 cents for 1 minute. And you would just keep doing that, and it would disconnect you if you didn't have money. So that was like a pain in the ass. The computer that they break into is a fictional mainframe computer, the Gibson. They call it the Gibson, which is a homage to homage to the cyberpunk author William Gibson.
There you go. Nice.
I love watching your
Very
dad play
good
that
game.
game. That's a cool ass game.
That is a very
Keanu
aesthetically
Reeves
pleasing
and Idris
game.
Elba are in that game. You bet I'm watching that damn game when your
True,
dad played.
true. Very true.
Johnny Lee Miller and Angelina Jolie were married shortly after making this film. They were married for 4 years.
That's actually pretty good in Hollywood time.
Yeah, I mean they were really young.
Especially for being young. I was just going to
Angelina
say.
Jolie was 20 in this, and I believe he was 23. So maybe he was 24 and she was 21 or 22. He was 24.
Yeah.
Still very young.
They do have great chemistry, so I could see that for sure.
And they're both beautiful people. Imagine if they
Right.
had children. Oh my gosh.
Could not. That's
That would not be
amazing.
fair to the world.
No.
So I told you this earlier. So when they did the whole Hackers of the World Unite, they showed everybody. They showed a man in London, a businessman with longer hair, and he had the phone. He's like, right, okay. And he starts, it is, yeah, he's like, right. It was David A. Stewart, who is the other half of the Eurythmics with Annie Lennox.
Yeah, when she says this to me, I go, oh my god, with Annie Lennox? And she goes, no, that's not Annie Lennox. And I was like, she thought I said that the man was Annie Lennox. I'm like, girl, no, I said, wait, with Annie Lennox?
Okay, I'm deaf for one. I'm deaf. Besides being blind, I'm deaf as well.
Right.
Because
She's giving Helen Keller, it's fine.
Right next to the the stereos when I'm at, or the sound system when I'm at a concert, because I think it's a great idea. The Trip and Daisy concert, I'm right there. And I thought she said, oh my god, Annie Lennox? And I was like, no, that's not Annie Lennox.
I know that
She's into
other
the
members.
androgynous look, but no. Like the beard and
Oh my
everything.
god. Poor Annie Lennox.
Yes,
We love her.
Hi, hearing. I'm sorry. Annie Lennox, you are queen. Okay, so people considered for the part of Kate: Hilary Swank, Heather Graham, and Liv Tyler. This is 1995, so these are...
Liv Tyler was kind of big in the 90s, so I guess.
I'm thinking...
Well, not really, actually.
So, yeah, so I'm thinking Hilary Swank more in Buffy the Vampire Slayer looking. She would not have been good in this. She's an excellent actress, but not
I just
enough.
couldn't think of anybody but Angelina Jolie. Definitely
There
not
is no
Heather
one.
Graham. Heather Graham is too clean cut. Like, she's definitely too girl next door for that, I think.
Yeah.
So,
Liv
I
Tyler,
don't
I
know.
think, is too innocent as well.
Agreed.
I don't think
agree.
she has that...
The edginess.
The edginess and the sex appeal and the confidence, and I think Angelina Jolie as a person has
Just perfect.
that just normally. Originally, she was not the one hired.
Okay.
Katherine Heigl.
I'm sorry. Some
That's all
people
we'll
are going to
say.
hate me for that, but I cannot stand her.
That's all we'll say. They made the right choice when Angelina Jolie was cast. Because this is not a good movie if Katherine Heigl did not play.
I was going to say, was she even in anything, like, in the 90s? Like, I don't remember,
like teeny.
She was more in 2000s.
She was in some teeny movies, I think. I don't really know. I'm not a...
Because she's the one in 27 Dresses, right?
Yeah.
Like, she's the Grey's Anatomy 27.
Grey's Anatomy, yeah. So, she's just not my favorite actress. I don't...
Angelina Jolie was the right decision.
I don't like any of her movies.
Good on
I
them.
don't think they're good, but yeah.
Good on them for
Angelina
doing
Jolie,
that.
I love her. So I just love Angelina Jolie. She's my favorite actress.
We're partial.
Yes. So I will always be like, she's the best. And she just is great in this. I really believe that she's some, like, female author who hates men, has, like, that aggression, and she has the money, and she's, I really feel like she played a good part.
Yeah, her and Julia Stiles are the two that can play those angsty.
Yeah.
Like in 10 Things I Hate About You. Oh my god, amazing.
Where Angelina Jolie is more like New York City.
Yes.
Julia Stiles is more like suburban.
Yeah.
Angst.
Yeah.
James Gandolfini was considered for the part of Eugene, aka the Plague.
Okay.
Interesting. Let's see if I have anything else. I think that's all I wrote down. I don't think there was too much. A lot of hacker things, like the Cookie Monster thing I told you was really one of the things. A lot of the names, like Babbage, was an homage to somebody else. Like Serial Killer was a play on somebody. What happened with Dade when he was Zero Cool was something that happened, but not with an 11-year-old, that they really did crash the system. They did a lot more damage. Something like that really did happen, so that was based off of that. Just a lot of hacker stuff that
and a lot of cameos.
Yeah, I personally wouldn't know. Yeah. Like Annie Lennox. I mean.
Yeah, like Felicity Huffman. Because she's the one in Desperate Housewives, right?
Okay, yes.
Okay, because I saw it, I was like, wait,
Felicity
I think
Huffman,
that's her. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
she was part
not
of
Annie Lennox. I'm not talking about Annie Lennox. Stop it.
I just love Annie Lennox. I can't help it.
I know.
Yeah, Felicity Huffman. She was also part of that college scandal, that rowing.
Yeah,
She admitted.
She owned up to it, though.
She pled guilty, and she got 7 days in jail. She was like, I did it.
She paid the fine.
She did her
Who cares?
time that a rich person would do. But yeah. Interesting. I don't know how many people will know this that have not seen Twin Peaks. Ireland and I are huge Twin Peaks fans. We freaking love Twin Peaks so very, very much. Did the FBI headsets remind you of David Lynch's character?
Yes.
That had the hearing aid things? Did that not those big white things? I keep thinking David Lynch's character in
Rip David Lynch.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah, so that's
what
an artist about that. Yeah.
Yes.
So we are recording this on Friday, February 5th, which is technically February
6th.
6th? Oh, 6th. I don't even know what date it is. I don't know what Annie Lennox is.
What day is it?
I know nothing. I know nothing, Jon Snow.
Okay,
I know
Jon
nothing.
Snow. I was just going to say.
God. So February is going to be Tim Curry month.
Ugh.
So we will be doing
our
4 movies.
Valentine.
Yes. We're going to do Clue first. Clue is the one we're going to do first. I believe the 4 movies we're going to do are going to be Clue. For sure, Rocky Horror Picture Show will be in that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Legend, because that's Labyrinth-esque, and he plays a really good part in that. and the Three Musketeers, because there's many lovely men to look into that. And he plays a wonderful villain. He has villain form in this. He plays the evil cardinal. Kiefer Sutherland looks really good in this. Charlie Sheen is in his prime in this. Who's the other one? He's a Chris. I won't remember. He was really famous in the 90s. I don't remember him. I don't remember his last name. Again, can't remember anything.
He's really famous. I don't remember.
He's really yeah. God, what was his name? Oh, Chris. Was it Chris? I don't know. But I just remember this. I had the single CD for the soundtrack for this, and it was sung by Sting, Rod Stewart, and Bryan Adams.
Chris O'Donnell.
Chris O'Donnell. That's it. Damn it. God damn it. That's who it was. He was really famous in the 90s, like super famous.
Yeah.
I think he's in like 911 Nashville or something. You know how they have all those shows? It's like Chicago,
one of those subcategories.
One of those subcategories. Yeah, I think he's in the Nashville one.
Okay.
Great, but yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, he's stunning.
Yeah, so we're going to do those. For sure, Rocky Horror Picture Show, and for sure, Clue. If I have to buy them off of Amazon or do a 7-day trial of something, I believe Clue is only on MGM Plus or something. There's too many damn streaming services.
There's all these streaming services, and there's all these different subcategories of them. Like, a lot of times it says you can watch on Hulu, but then you have to have live TV Hulu. I'm like, girl. So, there's a lot going on.
It's like Apple TV. Great. And you're like, oh, I have Apple TV. No, you have to buy it on Apple TV.
Yeah, but it's still $1.99 per episode on Apple TV.
$10 a month for Apple TV.
Right. Literally.
Yeah. So, but we're doing Clue. That will be next. I will get... By the time this comes out, the last 2 of season 1 for It's Florida Man, Bunnies and Mugshot will be out.
The best.
Which are great.
Bunnies is so good.
And we will continue with season 2. Episode 1 and 2 will be, again, like we said, the bonus episodes are just random. It's when we have time.
Yeah.
I should say when Ireland has time. I have a lot of time.
Yeah.
I work from home. I don't go anywhere. Yeah. I think my Life 360 says at home for 7 days and like 23 hours or something. I don't
Pretty much.
Why leave?
Yeah. Why? Let's leave.
It's too freaking cold. In the summer, I'll leave.
It is cold.
But yeah. So that's so Clue is what we will be doing next, which is wonderful. If you haven't seen it, if you're able to see it without having to buy it, it's great cast. I love it.
Yeah,
so much.
So good.
So we'll be going into Tim Curry month. We might do like every other month. We might do like a month of something.
Yeah, have like a star.
Yeah, star or like a
category or something would be fun.
Like that. Yeah. So, yeah, but we want to thank you for joining us again as we babble through this. Hackers. Thank you so much for, if you're not new here, thank you for continuing to listen to us. We appreciate everything. Like, subscribe. It's free to do all of that stuff. We really appreciate that. We just want to grow our channel. Even
make our day.
Maybe recommend us to somebody and just have them listen. If they hate us, then they never have to listen to us again. We just really appreciate it. We're not like pushy people. We're not like blasting everything everywhere. We're not getting billboards. We're just word of mouth is fine. We want, we have dedicated listeners that are friends and family, and we love them, and we want to continue with them. But to add new people to our family,
it's just fun to see the channel grow. That's all, and we love and we get a kick out of it, so that's all we want.
We appreciate it. Like, we really do appreciate it. Like, every time I see a new person, I'm like, oh my gosh, we have I celebrate one new subscriber. Holy cow.
Yeah, she texts me, she's like, oh my god, new listener in New Zealand, this is so cool.
We're double digits. Yes, and if you are from another country, like, leave us a comment or something.
Yeah,
I've seen that we've been
very cool.
That we've been in different countries, and I think that's awesome. Whether it was by mistake and you're like, it like accidentally
did not mean to click on that.
Yes, we'll take it. Whatever, we appreciate it. Everything. But we'll definitely we'll catch you for Tim Curry month next time. And on behalf of myself, Katie, the Gen X mom,
and I'm Ireland, the Gen Z daughter,
we want to thank you for joining us for this episode of Butterscotch Rewatch, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye.